Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the third quarterfinal contest of the 2022 edition of the Tertiary Business Sense Challenge. The program is brought to us by Graphic Business in partnership with the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana and with technical support from the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. Our sponsors are MTN Compu Ghana, Accra Breweries Limited, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Gual Glyco Life, the Ghana National Association of Teachers, and McVitie's. The program is streaming live on Facebook, on Daily Graphic Ghana page. Our media partners are TV3, Graphic Online, and Daily Graphic Ghana. The competition is entering the latter stages, and so it is getting keener and more interesting. So far, the University of Education Winneba and the University of Ghana have both booked their places in the semi-finals of this year's championship. Two public universities so far. Another public university from this contest will join them. The contest is a familiar one, a contest between two familiar foes. They know each other very well, and they go head-to-head again. The contest is between the Akente Apiaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development and the Simon Diedon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies. In the 2022 Tertiary Business Sense Challenge, both schools have competed 3 times. Both schools have met twice. They know each other very well, and I don't know why they have decided to always meet each other. First, they met at the preliminary stage of the Northern Zone contest, and then also at the finals of the Northern Zone contest. Now, in all of these battles, or in these meetups, the Akente Apiaminka University of Skills Training edged over the Simon Diedon Dombo University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development, or Simon Diedon Dombo University for Business and Integrated Development Studies. Now, will AAMUSTED be third time lucky? In quotes. Or this time, SD Dombo will show experience in the Tertiary Business Sense Challenge. They will let that experience count. I cannot tell. For AAMUSTED, they are making their maiden appearance in this year's competition, and I must say they have made their mark, a mark that people behind in Kumasi are proud of. So if I have my contestants from AAMUSTED, please take your seats to my left. Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
I respond to Emmanuel Kwesi Ejepon, accountant, level 400.
My name is Colin, so also level 400 accounting.
Collins and Emmanuel, you are welcome once again.
Thank you.
What should we expect from you?
We are coming once again, and we hope to put up our best, even though the zonals and the prelims has not been that easy, and we are going higher, but we want to put up our best. Yeah.
All right, let's hope and pray that your best is enough to scale over SD Dombo. SD Dombo University for Business and Integrated Development Studies. SD Dombo University for Business and Integrated Development Studies, semi-finalists in 2019. They were champions in 2020 and then quarter-finalists in 2021. What do they have to offer for 2022? Your pedigree in this competition is up there, and I'm sure Professor Sari and all the squad back in WA are in full support of what you can do. So let's see what you will do. To do that, you need to come upstage. So contestants from SD Dombo University for Business and Integrated Development Studies, please take your seats to my right. Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Abed Dengosei, Business Studies, level 400, accounting.
I'm Redu Ishmael, become accountant level 400.
You're welcome, gentlemen, once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What should we expect from you today?
Much better than the zonals competition.
Much better than the zonals competition. AAMUSTED also say they are here to offer their best. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Al-Hassan Yusuf Traore, and I love academic violence. Let the violence begin. So the contest is going to be organized in 5 rounds. I hope you are aware of that. Round 1 is on theory, round 2 on calculations. Round 3 is our business case of the day. Round 4 is divided into 2 segments. You have the graphic business and then the true or false. And finally, round 5 will be on riddles. If my contestants are ready, we'll go straight into round 1. Round 1 is theory. And it is to test your understanding and appreciation of business concepts. In this round, each institution will have the opportunity of answering 6 major questions. If you get your major question correct, it is 3 points. You have 15 seconds within which to give an answer in 2 attempts maximum, unless it is indicated otherwise. For a bonus question, you have 1 attempt only to be answered in 5 seconds for 1 point. If we are ready, we'll go into round 1. Question 1. For this question, you have 1 attempt only. I'm starting from SD DOMBO. 1 attempt only for both schools. The type of quality cost incurred, such as inspection and testing, in initially ascertaining the conformance of a product to quality requirement is known as
Quality control.
That is not correct. 1 opportunity. If you've missed it, bonus for AAMUSTED.
Target cost.
That is also not correct. The correct answer is appraisal cost. Your major question, AAMUSTED. The type of quality cost incurred to remedy defects discovered before the product or service is delivered to the customer is known as
Preventive cost.
It is also not correct. 1 chance you missed it. Bonus for SD DOMBO.
Limited cost.
It is not correct. The correct answer is internal failure cost. Internal failure cost. You have to explain, this is a common preamble, explain the following equitable remedies under the law of contract. Explain the following equitable remedies under the law of contract. SD DOMBO, yours is rescission. Rescission.
Rescission is when one party repudiates the contract, when one party does not perform his or her duty.
That is not correct.
Rescission is when one party to the contract does not perform his or her required duty pertaining to the contract.
That is not correct. For a bonus, AAMUSTED.
Okay, rescission is when there is a breach to a contract.
Well, that's the same thing they've been saying. Okay, for yours is specific performance. AAMUSTED, specific performance.
Okay, so specific performance is an order by a court instructing a party to perform a specific thing.
Come again.
Okay. A specific performance is an order from the court instructing a party to perform a specific act.
I'll give you 2 out of 3. Yes, it is an order. It is given to a party in a contract to perform their specific role, okay, or their specific part of a contract, or the performance to which the person is obligated to in the contract. In terms of rescission, it's an order that seeks to restore the parties to their original position before the contract was made. SD DOMBO, your major question. The 2 elements of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which come together to form the existence need of Alderfer's ERG theory, are
The hygienic and the motivation theory.
That is not correct. You have 1 other chance.
We have the relatedness and then the groove.
That is not correct. For a bonus, you want to try?
We have the physiological and the social.
That is not correct. Physiological and safety. Physiological and safety needs. Now your major question. There are 2 elements of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which come together to form the growth need of Alderfer's ERG theory are
Self-actualization and physiological needs.
That is not correct. You have 1 other chance.
Self-actualization and self-esteem.
That is correct. This is a common preamble, so please take notes. You have to explain the following sources of petroleum revenue in Ghana. SD Dombo, yours is carried interest. Carried interest.
Carried interest is the amount that they receive from like operating the petroleum industry.
That is not correct. You want to attempt the bonus, Amstead.
The amount levied on the petroleum industry.
That is also not correct. I'll respond to that later. Yours is additional interest.
Okay, so additional interest is the interest a petroleum company is obliged to pay.
That is not correct.
Okay.
Bonus for you, bid.
Additional interest is the amount of interest that the petroleum organization they get from the sale of petrol.
That is not correct, ladies and gentlemen. So there are various sources of petroleum revenue to the country. We have carried interest, participating interest, additional interest, etc. Now, carried interest, what happens is that it ranges between 7.5% and about 15%. So the government, by virtue of the oil or the petroleum being found on the shores of Ghana, the government has interest in this. What the government does is that they just contribute to production costs. Okay? So once you contribute to the production costs, then you benefit from that percentage of revenue from that oil industry. And then for additional interest, it goes beyond the normal interest that is available to you. What you do is that you contribute to your proportionate share of the production and the development costs, and then you enjoy some additional benefit or percentage of whatever comes out of that exploration. Our next set of questions. According to the job characteristics model, the degree to which a job requires a variety of different activities and carrying out the work involving the use of a number of different skills and talents of a person is known as
Job specification.
That is not correct. You have one other chance.
Diversity job.
That is not correct. Bonus for Amstead.
Job design.
No, the correct answer is skill variety. Skills variety. Your major question, Amstead. According to the same job characteristics model, the degree to which a job requires completion of a whole identifiable piece of work, that is doing a job from beginning to end with visible outcome, is known as
Tax identification.
That is correct. Tax identity or identification is correct. We'll take our last set of questions for this round. Ubid, now which African country used to be known as Portuguese East Africa?
Nigeria.
That is not correct.
Uganda.
It is not correct. Bonus for Amstead.
Guinea-Bissau.
It is not Guinea-Bissau. It is Mozambique. Mozambique. Now your question. Which African country used to be known as Southwest Africa or German Southwest Africa?
Togo.
That is not correct.
Zimbabwe.
It is not Zimbabwe. Bonus for you made.
South Africa.
It is not South Africa. The correct answer is Namibia. Namibia. Ladies and gentlemen, on that Togo and South Africa note, we come to the end of round one.
The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. We use our national and international conferences to tell our story and hold ourselves to high global benchmarks. Leadership is where brilliance is rewarded. We reward brilliance with scholarships for postgraduate students. Leadership thrives on fresh ideas. Our Tertiary Business Sense Challenge makes you see business from a different perspective. Leadership is not about today. We keep an eye on tomorrow by providing internships in high-ranked institutions to inspire the next generation of business leaders. Leadership is acquiring ATSWA, CA Professional, Post-Chartered Diploma from ICAG. ICAG, where leaders become more.
One app that lets you chat, call, read, play, and listen to music. Enjoy Ayoba with MTN. Download Ayoba now. In life, you sometimes seem to be cruising along. But just when you least expect it, things could go horribly wrong.
Leave nothing to chance. Let Geico Group help you achieve your goals with customized solutions for life and general insurance, healthcare and finance. Geico, we cushion you for life.
Every now and again, GOIL makes good things happen. This time, GOIL has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with GOIL Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. GOIL has that sorted. GOIL, good energy.
Have you thought of having access to your news at any time and anywhere? Graphic Communication is giving you the opportunity to have news not only in hard copy but also in a digital form. Yes, you can have access to news at all times and even before they reach the newsstands. Simply download the Graphic News Plus from Google Play Store on your Android and App Store on your iOS device and get your digital news from your favorite daily graphic, Graphic Business, The Mirror, Graphic Showbiz, Junior Graphic, and Graphic Sports. Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Visit us on graphic.com.gh for further information. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
At the end of round one, the following are the results. SD DOMBO University of Business and Integrated Development Studies had 0 points. Akenten Apia Menka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development had 8 points. We go to round two, which will involve calculations. Contestants are free to use their calculators. In this round, each institution has the opportunity of answering 6 major questions. If you get your major question correct, it's 3 points. If it's a bonus question, 1 point. For a major question, you have 30 seconds within which to give an answer in 2 attempts only. If it's a bonus question, you have just 10 seconds to give an answer in 1 attempt only. Are we ready? Yes. This time I'm starting from AAMUSTED. The objective function for a minimalization linear programming problem is 500x plus 700y. And the coordinates of the corner point of the feasible region are 0, 40, 30, 50, and 60, 0. What is the optimal solution?
The optimal solution is 60, 0. That will give you 300,000.
It is not correct. You have one last chance.
The optimal solution is 040.
I'll give it to you. Maybe I should have just limited the number of attempts at this question. Your major question, SD Dombo. The objective function for a maximization linear programming problem is 650x plus 300y. The coordinates of the corner points of the feasible region are 70, 10, 10, 80, and 50, 20. What is the optimal solution?
It's 70-10. That is 48,500.
That is correct. Our next set of questions. Amstead. Daily graphic and graphic business are in partnership, sharing profit or loss in the ratio 5:3. Daily graphic guaranteed graphic business a minimum share of profit of 160,000 cedis. Calculate the share of profit of daily graphic. One profit available for distribution was 400,000 cedis.
150,000.
It is not correct. Bonus for SD Dombo.
90,000.
It is not 90. It is 240,000. 240,000, not 250. Your major question, Ubid. NAT and TV3 are in partnership sharing profit or loss in the ratio 4:1. NAT guaranteed TV3 a minimum share of profit of 150,000 cedis. Calculate the share of profit of NAT when profit available for distribution was 550,000 cedis.
440,000.
It is not 440. You have one other chance.
430,000.
It is not 430,000. Bonus for Amstead.
440,000.
It's 400,000. The correct answer is 400,000. Amstead, your major question. The market price of Gold's share is 40 cedis. If the last dividend paid by Gold is 2 cedis and the growth rate in dividend is 8%, find its required rate of return.
8.45.
No, that is not correct. Even bailed out. Bonus for
0.13.
That is
0.134.
That is correct. 0.134 or 13.4%. Your major question, you bid. The market price of MTN's share is 25 cedis, and its required rate of return is 15%. If the growth rate in dividend is 5%, find the last dividend paid by MTN.
543.47.
No, that is not correct. You have one other chance. You've been bailed out. Bonus for Amstead. You've been bailed out. The correct answer is 1.9 cedis or 1.91 cedis. That is the correct answer. We are taking our next set of questions. Amstead. The probability that Bank A fails is 0.75, and the probability that Bank B fails is 0.6, while 0.45 is the probability that both banks fail. What is the probability that Bank A fails, given that Bank B has failed?
0.34.
That is not correct.
0.35.
It is also not correct. Bonus for SD.
0.15.
It is not 0.15. It's 0.6. 0.6. Your major question, SD UBIT. The probability that Bank A fails is 0.6, and the probability that Bank B fails is 0.85, while 0.5 is the probability that both banks will fail. What is the probability that Bank B fails, given that Bank A has failed?
The answer is 1.7.
Yeah, that's not correct. Probability, you're talking about 1.7. Bonus for Amstead.
0.6.
It is not 0.6. It is 0.83. 0.83. We'll take our next set of questions. We are going into accounting. Amstead. The following are balances of ICAG for December 2019 and 2020. what was the increase in cash and cash equivalent between 1st January 2020 and 31st December? So I'm going to give you the figures. Cash in hand, 2020 it was 1,800. 2019 it was 1,640. Balance at bank, 2020 it was 18,640. 2019 it was negative 14,700.
Okay, so for the cash equivalent, there was an increase of 160 cedis from 2019 to 2020. And for the bank, there was an increase of 3,940.
I'll not take that. Bonus for SD Dombo. The answer is 33,500. 33,500. I asked for a figure. Your major question, SD Dombo. The following are balances of PwC for December 2019 and 2020. What was the increase in cash and cash equivalent between the 2 years? Cash in hand. For 2021, it was 500. For 2020, it was 230. Balance at bank. For 2021, it was negative 740. And for 2020, it was negative 900. I take it again. The following are balances of PwC for December 2020 and 2021. Cash in hand, 500 cedis at 2021 and 230 cedis at 2020. Balance at bank, negative 740 at the end of 2021 and negative 900 at the end of 2020. What was the increase or decrease in cash and cash equivalent between the 2 days?
It's 90.
That is not correct. You've been bailed out. Bonus for
430. 430.
No, the correct answer is 570. 570. We'll take our last set of questions for this round. Beginning from AAMUSTED. The following data has been extracted from the operating records of Graphic Online. For year 2019, the total cost is 402,000. Revenue is 456,000. For 2020, the total cost is 510,000 and the revenue is 600,000. You have to calculate the fixed cost for the company.
144,000.
That is not correct. You have one other chance. You've been bailed out. Bonus for SD Dombo. The correct answer is 60,000. 60,000. Your major question, SD Dombo. The following data was extracted from the operating records of McVitie's Limited. Year 2019, the total cost is 402,000 and the profit is 54,000. For year 2020, the total cost is 510,000 and the profit is 90,000. Calculate the fixed cost for the company. You've been bailed out. Bonus for AAMUSTED.
430,000.
No, that is not correct. It is 78,125. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, the following are the results. Akente Apiaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development had 3 points. SD Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies had 4 points. All right, so we are going to round 3, which is the business case of the day. Now, in this round, I'm giving both schools a common problem, and they are to work as a team and come out with one solution. This solution will be compared with what we have and then scored accordingly. They will have 10 minutes within which to work out their solution to be marked out of 10. Please, are we ready? If you are ready, you can take your business case of the day for us to go through together. All right, so as the Dombo has effected a substitution, we want to hear from the substitute before we go on to round 3. Yes, please introduce yourself.
My name is Saeed Omar Farouk, Accounting and Finance, final year.
You're welcome, Saeed. So round 3. The information given below relates to McVitie's in respect of digestive biscuit batch QF3. Materials, 12,030 cedis. Wages, Department J, 180 hours at 40 cedis per hour. Department M, 120 hours at 30 cedis per hour. Department K, 60 hours at 70 cedis per hour. Overhead expenses for this department were estimated as follows. Variable overhead, 15,000 cedis for 5,000 labor hours. That's for Department J. Department M, 9,000 cedis for 3,000 labor hours. And then Department K, 6,000 cedis for 3,000 labor hours. Fixed overheads, they are estimated at 60,000 cedis for 10,000 normal working hours. Our contestants are required to calculate 1, the cost of batch QF3, and 2, the price to give a profit of 20% on selling price. Contestant, that is your business case of the day. You may start work now. Round 3, that's our business case of the day, where we give both schools a common problem to work as a team and then come up with one solution. They have done that, and that solution has been assessed. Let us see what we were expecting our contestants to do. Okay, so this is in respect of a job order. We have some variable overheads and then fixed overheads. In terms of the cost sheet, so let's just go straight to the cost sheet for the batch QF3. Materials has been given to us, so that is pretty straightforward. You do that, you have 1 mark. Then when we go to the wages, we're told in the question that wages 180 hours at 40 cedis per hour, 120 hours at 30 cedis per hour, and also 60 hours at 70 cedis per hour. That is also pretty straightforward, so we don't really have much of a problem. If you're able to state just these ones, you have 3 marks also, and that will give you add that to the material, that is 4. Then we go to the variable overheads. We're told that variable overheads, in terms of Department J, 15,000 cedis for 5,000 labor hours. Department M, 9,000 cedis for 3,000 labor hours. And Department K, 6,000 cedis for 3,000 labor hours. Since the absorption rate is labor hours, what you do is you find the variable overhead per hour, variable overhead rate per hour. So what you do is you divide the total cost by the number of hours. So when we take Department J, it's 15,000 cedis divided by 5,000 hours, and that will give you 3 cedis. That is the 3 cedis per labor hour. You do that for all of them. So that 3 cedis you have had is what you are going to use to multiply the actual number of hours they used for that project or for that assignment. You realize that for Department J, they use 180 hours. That is what was used in calculating their wages. So 180 hours times the 3 cedis per hour, 120 hours times 3 cedis per hour, and 60 hours times 2 cedis per hour. That is what we were expecting you to do, and that will give us 540, 360, 120. Those are the variable overheads. Now, in terms of the fixed overheads, we're told that it is estimated at 60,000 cedis for 10,000 normal hours. So here also, you've been given a total fixed cost, and then the working hours that goes with that 60,000 cedis. So if you can also calculate the fixed overhead per hour. You just divide the 60,000 by 10,000 hours, and then you realize that it is 6 cedis per working hour. And we know the total working hours are 180 hours, 120 hours, and 60 hours. That should give us about 360. You multiply that by the 6, you have total fixed overheads of 2,160. You add all of those 3 cost variables, you come to a figure of 30,210. So that becomes the total cost. So based on this total cost, you calculate your estimated profit, and also you get your sales value. If you're able to do this correctly, you have your 10 marks. Now let us see what our contestants did. We start from SD Dombo. They indicated the material cost, 12,030. That is correct. And then in terms of the wages also, they stated the 7,200, 3,600, 4,200. That is also another 3 points. We add that to the 1, that is 4. But they didn't talk about fixed overhead here. Even the fixed overhead they provided was not correct. And once the fixed overhead is not correct, it will affect your total cost and the profit that you want to calculate. So for their efforts, they get 4 out of 10. AAMUSTED, they also had their material cost correct at 12,030. They indicated the labor cost, all three of them correct, 7,200, 3,600, 4,200. That is correct for 3 points. And then also their variable overheads, they were able to indicate all three, 540, 360, and then 120 for another 3 marks. The fixed overhead, they used the total fixed overhead without taking cognizance of the fact that it was for some normal working hours. So you find the fixed overhead rate per hour. And because they got the fixed overhead wrong, it will affect the rest of their work. For their effort, they get 7 out of 10. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of round 3, the following are the results. SD DOMBO University of Business and Integrated Development Studies, they had 4 points. And Apiaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development, 7 points. We are going into round 4, meaning we are getting closer to the end of the contest. So we are going to round 4A, which is the graphic business segment. In this round, I'm going to ask my contestants some questions from stories appearing in the graphic business newspaper. And they are to respond to those questions, a maximum of 6 questions for each school. You have 15 seconds for them which to answer your major question for 3 points. If it's a bonus question, you have just 5 seconds to answer for 1 point. You have 2 attempts only at a major question and 1 attempt at a bonus question. Are we ready? If you are ready this time, I'm starting from SD DOMBO. SD DOMBO, what was the theme of the Elevate Summit organized by the Women in Entrepreneurship Ghana?
Breaking the bias, the importance of financial literacy.
That is correct. AAMUSTED, what was the theme for the 2022 MTN Media and Stakeholder Forum?
Building platform to develop a brighter future for Ghana and beyond.
I'll give it to you. To deliver, I'll give it to you. 3. That is correct. SD DOMBO, you have to identify any 3 women entrepreneurs nominated for awards at the 2nd edition of the Women in Entrepreneurship Awards program.
Dr. Efua Eje, Dr. Na Ashele, and Dr. Hannah Tete.
I'll give it to you. AAMUSTED, the 2nd Private Health Sector Summit is scheduled to take place between 28th and 29th June 2022. You have to identify any 3 sponsors of the summit aside the Ministry of Health.
Okay, we have the African Health Business, the USAID.
Is that all? Okay, that's what you know, right?
Then the Ghana Health Service.
So I give them 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. So we have the Private Health Sector Alliance of Ghana, United Nations Fund for Population Activities, USAID, Health System Strengthening Accelerator, and GIZ. They were the sponsors. Your major question, SD DOMBO. Which company has recently launched a digital platform to provide comprehensive hospitality services for businesses and their customers?
Pidasmo Technology Ghana Limited.
That is correct. AAMUSTED, the Onyx Data Center is a Tier 4 data co-location center. Which organization owns the Onyx Data Center?
The NCA.
That is not correct. You've been billed a bonus for SD DOMBO.
Nigeria.
The organization is African Infrastructure Investment Managers. Your major question, SD DOMBO. Now, according to the Sustainability and Responsibility Manager for Pernod Ricard, the move to plant trees was based on one of the 4 pillars of the company's 2030 roadmap. What is this pillar called?
Green Ghana.
No, that is not correct.
Sustainable environment.
No. Bonus for AAMUSTED.
Nurturing terrorists.
That is correct. Nurturing terrorists, that's correct. Your major question, AAMUSTED. What is the mother association of leading Italian producers for agriculture, agro-industry, and zoo techniques that visited Ghana recently?
Italian agro.
No, that is not correct. Bonus for SDU bit. I have no idea. The answer is SEMAC. SEMAC. Your major question, SD DOMBO. According to the board chairman of Fidelity Bank Ghana, what two major factors accounted for the growth in the bank's balance sheet in 2021?
Agility and successful strategy.
No, that is not correct. Do you want to attempt the bonus, AAMUSTED? Okay. So, an increase in customer deposits and short-term borrowings that finance corresponding short-dated investment. Now, your major question, AAMUSTED. According to the General Manager for Retail Business at Societe Generale Bank, which two offices or units has the bank set up to maximize its support for MSMEs and startups?
The Business Incubation Center.
No, I'll not take that. Bonus for SD DOMBO. So they are the SG Home of Business at its Osu branch and Innovate Hub at its head office. We'll take our last set of questions for this round, beginning from SD DOMBO. What was the percentage increase in MTN's mobile data subscription between March and April 2022?
62.66%.
That is not correct. You have one. You've been bailed out. Bonus for AAMUSTED. It is not correct. 0.79%. Now your major question. AAMUSTED, according to a report from the National Communications Authority, what was the increase in MTN's mobile voice penetration from March to April 2022? That is not correct. 62.66%. It is not correct. Bonus for SD DOMBO.
16%.
It is not 16%. I don't even know why I'm mentioning percentage because I didn't ask for percentage. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of round 4A.
The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. We use our national and international conferences to tell our story and hold ourselves to high global benchmarks. Leadership is where brilliance is rewarded. We reward brilliance with scholarships for postgraduate students. Leadership thrives on fresh ideas. Our Tertiary Business Sense Challenge makes you see business from a different perspective. Leadership is not about today. We keep an eye on tomorrow by providing internships in high-ranked institutions to inspire the next generation of business leaders. Leadership is acquiring ATSWA, CA Professional, Post-Chartered Diploma from ICAG. ICAG, where leaders become more.
All-in-one app that lets you chat, call, read, play, and listen to music. Enjoy Ayoba with MTN. Download Ayoba now.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Go Super XP Run 95 gives you a smooth driving experience that is less vibrations. Fill up with Go Super XP Run 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
At the end of round 4A, the following are the results. Akente Apiaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development had 5 points. SD Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies had 9 points. We are going to round 4B, which is a true or false segment. In this round, I'm going to read out some statements to you, and you have to indicate if the statement is true or false. You have an attempt at 6 major questions. When you get it correct, or if you get it correct, it's 2 points. If you get it wrong, you suffer a penalty of -1. Please, are we ready?
Yes.
There are no bonus questions in this round, just that a school may elect not to answer a question, in which case I'll pass it on to the other school under the same rules. There's only one attempt. I'm starting from Akente Apiaminka University. An alternate director, who is personally a director, has an additional vote for each director for whom the alternate director acts as alternate director at every meeting of directors.
Pause.
That is not correct. SD Dombo. A substitute director can attend meetings if his principal is still present but cannot vote. True or false?
True.
That is correct. Amstead. Managers at the lower level need less of technical skills than managers at the top level. True or false?
False.
That is correct. SD Dombo. Top level managers require more human relation skills than conceptual skills. True or false?
False.
That is correct. Amstead. By fixing the exchange rates, the central bank gives up its ability to influence the economy through fiscal policy. True or false?
False.
That is correct. SD Dombo. The managed floating exchange rate system involves occasional government intervention in the foreign exchange market. True or false?
False.
No, that is not correct. That is not correct. Amstead. The opportunity cost of a given action is equal to the value foregone of all feasible alternative actions. True or false?
False.
You've been bailed out. Bonus for SD Dombo. Do you want to take it?
False.
False is correct. Your major question, SD Dombo. Opportunity cost is equal to implicit cost plus explicit cost. True or false?
False.
No, that is not correct. Your major question, Amstead. From a financial analyst viewpoint, working capital simply refers to current assets. True or false?
False.
That is not correct. SD Dombo. The optimal level of working capital is that which provides a 2:1 ratio of current assets to current liabilities. True or false?
False.
That is correct. Our last set of questions for this round. Amstead. For a given nominal interest rate, the more numerous the compounding periods, the less the effective annual interest rate. True or false?
False.
That is correct. SD Dombo. If money has time value, then the future value will always be more than the original amount invested. True or false?
True.
That is correct. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of round 4B. The contest is between Amstead and SDD UBIT. The winner of this contest will progress to the semi-final stage. This is the Tertiary Business Science Challenge brought to us by ICAG and Graphic Business, with technical support provided by SEMA. Our sponsors are MTN, CompuGhana, NAT, McVitie's, Accra Breweries Limited, PwC, Gold, Glyco Life. At the end of round 4B, the following are the results. Akente Apiaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development had 4 points. SD Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies had 8 points. We are going to the final round, which is round 5, and that is the riddles stage. It can be won or lost, however you want to put it at this stage. Your expectations going to the final round? You bet.
The seat is hot.
That's your expectation.
Yeah, the seat is hot.
Amstead, your expectations. How do you see your performance going into the final round?
It's not that good, but we are hoping to change the narration.
Okay, they are hoping to change the narration. Let's see if the narration will be changed in this round. This is the last round, and it is anybody's game. Round 5. In this round, there will be 5 riddles in all. The riddles are open to both schools. I'm going to read out a series of clues to the riddles, and you have to tell me who or what I am referring to. You have to indicate your readiness by ringing a bell. Let us hear the bell from Amstead. And that of SDD Dombo. Now, when you ring a bell, you have a maximum of 10 seconds within which to give an answer. If you give a wrong answer, you can no longer participate in that riddle, and I'll read out clues where they are to the remaining school. Scoring is based on the number of clues given. There's a weighting system or a weighing system. If you answer correctly on the first clue, you have 5 points. If you get it correct on the second clue, you have 4 points. Answering on any other clue thereafter will give you 3 points. Please, are we ready? Riddle number 1. I am a theory in finance, a mathematical model. 2. I was introduced by an economist in 1952, for which he was later awarded a Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences. Amstead.
Black-Scholes model.
That is not correct. You can no longer participate in this riddle. 3. I am a mathematical framework for assembling a portfolio of assets such that the expected return is maximized for a given level of risk. You bid.
Caption model.
That is not correct. Modern portfolio theory. Modern portfolio theory. Riddle number 2. I am a human psychology theory. 2. I was developed by Martin Fishburne and Isaac Ashton in 1975. 3. I am an improvement over the information integration theory after trying to determine the differences between attitude and behavior. 4. My aim is to explain the relationship between attitudes and behaviors within human action. Then 5. I am mainly used to predict how individuals will behave based on their pre-existing attitudes and behavioral intentions. Who am I? SD Dombo.
Behavior learning theory.
That is not correct. That is not correct. Do you have any answer? Yeah.
Reinforcement theory.
No, that is not correct. The theory of reasoned action. Theory of reasoned action. Riddle number 3. I am a social psychology theory developed by Bernard Weiner in 1972. 2. I have been widely applied in education, law, clinical psychology, and the mental health domain. 3. I am in a 3-stage process. 1. Behavior is observed. Behavior is determined to be deliberate. And behavior is attributed to internal or external causes. 4. I assume that people try to determine why people do what they do. That is, interpret causes to an event or behavior. And then 5. I have been used to explain the difference in motivation between high and low achievers. According to me, high achievers will approach rather than avoid tasks related to succeeding because they believe success is due to high ability and effort, which they are confident of. And failure is thought to be caused by bad luck or a poor exam. Who am I? Both been bailed out. It is known as attribution theory. Attribution theory. 4. I am an American economist and a professor of finance at Stanford University's Graduate School of Business. 2. Two professors had a profound influence on my career, Fred Weston and Harry S.D. DOMBO.
William Sharp.
That is correct. They answered on the second clue, and that is 4 points. Riddle number 5. Final riddle. I am a law articulated Umstead.
Parkinson law.
That is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, they answered on the first clue, and that is 5 points. Ladies and gentlemen, an interesting end to the contest between Akente Apiaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development and the SD DOMBO University of Business and Integrated Development Studies. The winner of this contest has qualified to the semi-final stage. Already we have the University of Education Winneba and the University of Ghana in that round. Let's see which of these two schools have joined those two schools already there. Our next quarterfinal contest will be between the University of Professional Studies Accra and the Academic City University College. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of round 5, the scores are as follows. SD DOMBO University of Business and Integrated Development Studies had 4 points. Akente Apiaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development had 5 points. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome back from the short commercial break. This is a third quarterfinal contest between Umstead and SDD Yobit. The winner of this contest has progressed to the semi-finals of the 2022 edition, the Tertiary Business Sense Challenge. At the end of the contest, the following are the results. The SD DOMBO University of Business and Integrated Development Studies had 29 points. The Akente Apiaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development had 32 points. Ladies and gentlemen, by virtue of these scores, Akente Apiaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development has qualified to the semi-finals of the 2022 edition, the Tertiary Business Sense Challenge. So at the end of the Northern Zone Derby, the men from Kumasi have carried the day, but it was a close shave, a very close one. As the DOMBO, hard luck. You nearly made it. You nearly made it. But Umstead, the dream is still on. Congratulations. You have qualified to the semi-finals of the 2022 edition of the Tertiary Business Sense Challenge. What do you have to say about your performance in this contest?
Our performance has not been good at all, but we hope to work upon it in the semi-finals.
Definitely, they will have to work hard in the semi-finals because it is a higher level and the standard of questions will be higher than what we have currently witnessed. So the contest has successfully come to an end. It has been between SD DOMBO University of Business and Integrated Development Studies and Akente Apiaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development. At the end of the contest, Umstead has qualified to the semi-finals. It is the end of the road for our former champions, University of Business and Integrated Development Studies. So our next quarterfinal contest will be between the University of Professional Studies Accra and Academic City College. My name once again is Alhassan Yusuf Traule, and I love academic violence. See you at the next quarterfinal contest. Bye-bye.
Subscribe now.